let me explain something to you, right? All right. This is to all my this is to all my wives, my gangster mammies, majestic majesty, majestic empress, majesty, majestic empresses, and also my loves of or my reality of my life and my queens. I'm gonna say just like this, and my maidens. You know, I always made love. I never fucked over the house. So I'm gonna just say just like this, right? You know, I'm gonna say, think about life, right? And I'm going to tell you how real situations are, even in the paradigm of time. Now, think about this. Just think about how real situations are when I say something like this, right? Mad, listen to this. All my wives, my gangster mammies, my majesty, majestic empress, queens, and maidens. Listen to this. You're second in command. Now, this goes also. I'm also speaking to my Earth Element Ninja Empresses. Go without saying, and I'm speaking to the spirit. Real, most and foremost in all, I'm speaking to the spiritual guardian guide empresses of beyond highest, quantum, mega super, astrological, celestial, inner points of enlightenment, all blue stones and elements, or planets or moons or suns or earths, or space or galaxies, or universe or solar systems, or stars or star clusters, or astrological empresses, or constellations in all sacred zodiacs, or atmospheres, or light, and all planets or moons or suns or earths, or skies, or lightning, or electricity, in the sense of vibration, chemistry, or nourishment of all refinement, regardment, refinement, and nourishment, in all wealth enriching, in mind, body, and soul, and also all atmospheres of regardment and all regardment empresses. I'm gonna say just like this. Think about how real life is. You're second in command on no matter what solar system galaxy you're from. You're second in command when it comes to this. This is reality, even how it was even from the beginning of the reason, the continuance of my own reflection of our love in the paradigm of all time. If a man does magic against me or somebody does magic against me, they're automatically doing magic against you because I'm the reason of your consciousness that you have. Now I'm gonna show you who I am. I'm the reason you have consciousness, and then you are have the planet or atmosphere or point of acknowledgement to the reason of sacredcy of one's realm, of one's habitation, of one's social economics. Now, I'm going to say just like this. If somebody does magic against me or somebody comes against me, they're automatically going against you. Even if it's the continuance of our love and our child that does something wrong and wants to do something wrong to somebody, he has no right. None of my children have no right to discipline another empress unless I give the say so in command to the energy force and I'm disciplining something a certain type of way. And I would do it myself, but listen to why I'm saying what I'm saying right now. Now, nobody has the right to do something against me or against my empress, but I'm gonna show you just how real this is. If my child is being vindictive and doing something, all my empresses, even my maidens are older than my child. They're supposed to discipline my child accordingly, so they don't ever get out of hand ever again. If I have a caretaker, that's something different because you got to think about the reason of the quality of one's social economics and the reason of one's jurisdiction and getting into general or genderness even at the time. But I'm going to say this. If somebody goes and does magic against me at a time, even in the physical reality, in physics, from point 0 to 10, you're second in command. So they automatically, it don't matter even if you're on another planet, they're automatically doing magic against you. That's how really, because I'm existing, that made the force of the reason of the energy, even space itself, the reason that you can even breathe oxygen. So somebody does something against me, they're automatically going against you. There's no if and buts about it. Maybe no, it's point zero. Listen, is education. Is education acknowledgement point zero to all the way to 10 and beyond, and continuous in all cycles of life. So if somebody's doing something against me or trying to dishonor me, and they're trying to cause confusion, that means they're already trying to manipulate you and get ahead of you. And then on top of it, they're doing it to you automatically. You don't have to wait to hear or know about certain things. Just know automatically is a person offending you. And you need to correct the situation instantly in the physical reality. So you won't get offended. So once they get to me, it's overall everything. So you have to correct it instantly so that never happens ever again in the physical reality. Now I'm going to show you how real this is. In physics, if somebody's hurting me, and then you wonder, I'm the beginning point of all physical reality. Somebody hurts me, they're automatically doing it to you. So if a child is getting out of hand and want to do something to me, that means it's automatically doing it to you. It's just like if a person offends me and pushes me, and then I fall on the ground on the earth. The earth is hurt because a person caused me to cause conflict between me and my wife, and it could have been accidental. But it's like my wife mad about something or upset. And then I just come out of nowhere, and it's like somebody caused me to struggle, like, and then she thinking that I'm sarcastic and I do funny things at times because she knows of my mentality and I like to joke. Say I like to joke, I like to have joked around at the time, and I didn't really joke too much. But say at the time I was joking around, she did that. She could have taken it real offensive, and she could have want to lash out against me because it's like a person using Reiki, and you never know what's the reason that caused me to push into her like that. So she could have been precise in looking at the situation because it's second in command before it gets to me, even though I'm ahead. Before I even realize it, well, I already realized it, but before she even realized I realized it, she'll automatically know because say if somebody was trying to attack and I stepped in the way, she witnessed it without even getting hit at the time and realized somebody was trying to hit her when I stepped in the way, and the next thing you know, she realized what happened, and say my back was turned, but I felt something was going to happen. I just appeared like, yo, babe, and then boom. But she's facing behind me. She actually probably seen the person who did it, and it was going to be her. But because it's like a form of physics. It's like because I broke order in a certain type of way. Now let me show you. It's like a yin. It's like a form of a yin yang, a situation. A person says, "How real is what you're saying? Do you have any point of physics to show you, to identify what you're saying?" I have this. I have this right here. So you think about how real this is. So it's like if I stepped in the way and then she witnessed what happened, she already knows how real my situation is. So she knows how to handle the situation accordingly. Now, she would have realized what was going on. I stepped in the way because I seen something happening. I need to get there. But she actually seen the preciseness a certain type of way because my rushing to get there to save her life, right? So, okay, in the physics, it's like breaking the command, but the individuals know the intention is like figuring out a case. Now it's like doing a mathematical equation and figuring out what led up to the situation that caused that. So I could have been everything perfect with my wife, and then because I fell on the earth, next thing you know, it caused controversy between me and my wife, and because of me being the atmosphere and the paradigm, it caused it for a long periodical time in existence, to be precise, according to one's hemisphere and graph of acknowledgement of one's education. Now, My wife has to discipline everything instantly because it's just like sitting on the throne of a man trying to devalue a feminine being saying, oh, your husband is no longer here, so we could just run rampant in your pussy. I am Zeus. So think about this. Even the time I was shackled because, pardon me, wonderful noodles, right? Even the time I was shackled, and then my wife is wondering what is going on. And when I was shackled, like, you shackled me at a time, you threw elements on my wrist and prevented me from retaliating. And it could have been somebody attacking the earth. It could have been somebody just hammering a nail or something, attacking the earth and doing little funny things that I usually stop. But because the fact is, you had me shackled and me enjoying the love in the moment, any little thing could happen because look at what the children were doing and playing at the time while you shackled me. So Lord knows what the children did amongst in the household while my wives watched me and watch my movements at a certain type of way at a time for their own safety because certain things that happened at the Galactical War, and for them when they manifested in the physical reality, one needed to make sure that I was shackled for a certain time moment in a certain type of gathering, so I wouldn't have offended the physical of my wives a certain type of way during the time of them going forward. So it was like the extra insurance of one's physical reality that I wouldn't have had attacked my empress a certain type of way that they would have been able to have control. That only could have been done once in a paradigm of time, and it was already done, so it can never happen again. Never ever in existence again could that ever happen. The reason why? Because the natural order of the Mawas caused and did this for their own safety. Nobody could ever reenact it because it was only for my wives. That's just the reality. That's just the reality of the situation. The video will stop. I press the button and then we continue. Alright, I'm just letting you know what just happened because another person will tell you. So, once you know this, once you know somebody's going against me in the physical reality to do wrong to me or trying to step out, even down to energy and forces and even possession spirits or energy forces of the universal energy and laws of attraction, has to know how serious it is. Because third in command, well, second, but third in command, it's like fourth in command. If somebody goes against me, they have to correct the situation instantly, the energy force itself also. So one knows how serious what I'm saying is because physics of the physical reality. If somebody comes and says they try to shoot me, don't let them try to get away with it, because if they're trying to shoot me, that means they're going to go out there murdering all the earth empresses, all the atmosphere empresses, space empresses, star cluster empresses, astrological empresses, celestial empresses, celestial empresses, inner point of alignment, all empresses of jewel stones and elements, or lightning, electricity, thunder, sun, right? Or they're going to be going after the reasons of one's habitation or through existence, because the earth and everything is already inside of me. And it's a high mythology and metaphysics and magic that makes me be here precisely to even the structure of the cellular structure within my wife to be able to even refine or regard her habitation in that time. So be very, think about what I'm saying. It's so serious and so detrimental. If somebody's trying to hurt me, one has to be on it instantly before something happens to me, because the way I am at this time. And I'm being real with you, and I'm recovering, so I'm remembering certain things. So if one is acknowledging one's guidance and thought, make sure one is even regarded even at the time, because another person is just like somebody doing certain things, and then another person that could discipline them with certain things will never happen again. You never know what pussies are feeling like outside that has their own agenda, that wanted to do their own thing a certain type of way. So I'm just being real with you. So think about what's going on in the physical reality, and no, I shouldn't have to say nothing when it comes to my regard. And then think about one another and the sacredcy of the reasons of sacredcy, and watch how individuals watch it. It's just like if a man comes out of nowhere, one of my sons or some nigga comes out of nowhere and says, oh, let me just be with you, let me sleep with you. A person says, let me just have a person says, let me just have casual sex. What you fucking mean casual sex? You just shot my husband. You just hanging out with niggas that shot my husband, and then you want to penetrate my husband's magic, and weaken my husband's magic that he gave me. So you get one up on me. So if we're fighting, you're already trying to smother me out, and then on top of it, say it was an Earth Empress and the Earth is inside, so you be filling up with cellular activity that causes you to kill you from the inside. So it'll cause an outside attack. So it's like you'll be like Bruce Lee standing in a circle, just wondering what the fuck is going on and shit. You gotta be on point on all points or all angles, just getting in there everywhere and shit. So you gotta be super smart when it comes to things like that. You can't let an individual penetrate the physical. So if a nigga's trying, he's telling you all these types. This is somebody else from probably far away that's probably sent this to do something fucked up a certain time because something already fucked up happened a certain type of way and the persons keep going with it. And then on top of it, you never know the energy force another person's moving with a certain type of way. That's already overtook an individual. And then on top of it, you have individuals in physics that was at certain levels in their life as even as stars that was trying people at times. So be very careful because the energy force is going to identify you, but be very careful when it comes to you because if you offended me in element in light or a high anatomy or matter, or even in the depth of the dark, the force is already going to know and it's going to really want to try to get at you because when it comes to identify if you're the purity of a regard, if you did something wrong, the force is going to really naturally see it and it's going to try it. So be very careful because it might have been somebody already mad and just want their mother to manifest a certain type of way. And on top of it, still dishonoring their own dignity. And then on top of it, still trying to offend others because that means that person might have not been the purity a certain type of way or something may have happened concerning, like I was telling you, Reiki with other things. So be very careful of what's going on in life because I'm warning you about real high physics. Mythology. Mythology means like the higher respiration of one's higher consciousness, of one's higher light being, of the force of the reason of one's habitation, of one's anatomy and matter. So be very careful of what's going on in the physical reality. Because if certain things happen a certain type of way, you have to be responsible, but you have to know how to regard yourself. And me being like this, you better think about how serious it is because if you have bad tension or you had bad emotions or you did something wrong, be honest with me. Don't try to dishonor me because I'm going to be real. It's better to enter the cycle of life, purity, or coming back in the wrong hands. And if there's something about you, you better make sure that I know about it or remember you a certain type of way. Or my wife honestly remembers you and has some type of consideration for you and don't offend me during that time of your journey. But I'm going to be real with you. You know, I'm just letting you know. So if somebody's coming to you like some little child telling you, and pardon me, I just been on my lip on the inside while I'm speaking because, you know, funny individuals do little funny things. If somebody's doing something because another person's doing a little Reiki signs because he's mad a certain type of way and then he has a little fucked up situations and those little fucked up things that's already trying to level out situations. I'm going to just tell you just like this. And on top of this, somebody's mad because of what I'm saying, right? So, now, if somebody did something wrong, don't let another man or younger generation of a man penetrate your physical. Because that person, if I made you, I didn't make you for another man. So he's already killing you. It's just like putting you on drugs and manipulating you. It's just like seeing the drug activity on a cellular structure level. If it has some type of alluring reality to your brain, or forming some type of pressure of reality to your brain or your physical, that means it must be enormous on a level of cellular activity when one's walking within one's natural circumference of one's habitation. So one has to be very precise to the people you come in contact with because you don't want to get caught up on another nigga give you some tiny little Motrin and then you get caught up with some nigga that's just making you drowsy, and while you at his house, you just fall asleep like blah. You know, it's a difference when you with me because I'm your husband. I made you, so that can happen with me naturally, and your energy will naturally identify, so you can know your safety. And you'll know because you're supposed to know to identify what really made you in a certain type of way in life. So when you're around me, you can feel comfortable. But if it's another individual and you just around another individual next to you, you just feeling mad tired and then drowsy and blah, and you pop out, and then you wake up and then it's on some Kill Bill, you laying in the hospital, he's trying to stick his dick between your legs and all type of shit, and then fucking you over, then you're gonna have a fucked up situation because I'm not gonna want something that got abused a certain type of way either at the time. So because you should have never been in that predicament, because it's like I told you, a child shouldn't be cooking for you if you're an empress or a queen or a maid. A child shouldn't even cook for you because that's a lower. I already got shot. That's like lowering your standards of your nourishment. You're nourishing yourself a certain type of way. You keep it at a level so you can stay up. If you getting nourished by another individual, if I cook for you, you're okay because I never lose. I'm still higher than you, even though regardless of what happens to me. I'm able to recover. But if another child nourishes you or tries to cook for you, go to a restaurant, and you end up in a spot, that's a person that is just trying to lower your reality or your mentality at the time. So if you have a nigga that's trying to take you out on a date to make you feel good, or let's go out here, let's go get these drinks or this, that. Once a nigga's getting into all these type of things, that's a nigga that you shouldn't even be around because that's a nigga that's just trying to get sick. It's just like tactically setting you up to get shot or to handle your situation so they can handle some type of habitation or atmosphere around you. You don't let another nigga sniff your privacy or your panties. How did he know to come sniff your privacy or your panties? What did he do that was a certain type of way in his social education that caused the individual to know to want to come sniff your panties? It's just like a gynecologist. Like, if you have a fucked up doctor fucking people up, how you ended up there. You know, a person says, if something happens naturally, you could heal it yourself. Because some of you are already supposed to know one's natural habitation to one's natural nourishment. But if one is literally, going to individual to check on something because another person was a comfortability or you want an excuse or another individual lowered you, gave you some type of it's just like it's like, imagine this. I'm gonna give you an instance on some sci-fi physics. Imagine a witch giving a guy, giving somebody some type of potion for some type of mental reality or something. She's already making the potion all the time and drinking it herself. She gives it to somebody else in a glass container, and it reflects on him and her. One day, she's looking for something, so she goes to the guy, and the guy says, "Yo, I got a little bit of the potion, man." But he puts it in another cup of his instead of keeping it in the container, or he caps it, or he recaps it. So he puts a form of energy that lowered the situation because it's not like she made it herself and everything's level. He lowered the situation and gave it to her, and the next thing you know, she drinks it. So she's somewhat on his level, and he has somewhat type of influence over her, and then it leads to him trying to manhandle her situation. It's like, wait, yo, listen, think about what I'm saying in physics. Think about how serious physics is in the physical reality. Be very careful of these men and other individuals that just want pussy, that just want an acknowledgement, that just want to manipulate and cause the end of certain empresses that was tactically going after individuals a certain type of way. Be very careful of certain things because certain people wanted information about certain science, certain education that wasn't meant for them because they had their own social economics, and they just wanted to be more than what they was in their mother and other people because they wanted to show off on other people, and then they were willing. Some people were so stupid they were going to cause the end of the world because of other people's ambitions. But my wife and my wives that I'm speaking to say, why did this happen? Because one's emotions at the time, learning about order, and then me being hurt in a paradigm, and one having to literally keep order or keep one's habitation, and then manipulation through fighting martial arts, nourishment, or acknowledgement of one's physical condition or one's mentality when it comes to acknowledgement. If somebody tries to belittle you just to be able to manipulate you just to go do something they weren't supposed to do. be very careful. It's not nothing wrong because I got hurt. So of course there's certain things I felt like it's being lowered, but it's never lowered because I'm already up. So one has to think of it's like fighting the force of existence now. It's like the reason why learning martial arts is like learning the regard of yourself and how to fight the force of existence away from the deterioration from one can stay natural and cleansing and enriched in one's habitation of one's physical, humane existence. So think about what I'm saying. Loved one, I have nothing else to say. This is the year of the elements. You're not supposed to have animals, reptilian people. You're not supposed to have people, especially in the southeast, east, east northwest, or east west north, north, northeast, northeast west, or northwest west, or the west, or to the south. I'm being real, because in a certain angle it's still the east of it's like the west, east, north, or the north, east, west, or it's like the west, yeah, the west, northeast, or the west, in a certain type of way when one's looking at angling of one's reality. You're not supposed to have none of these animals in the midsection of one's heart, especially in the center, from the north and the east and the west, of the above center, the middle center, or the lower south. It's supposed to be in the southwest. Any animal intention. It's supposed to be always in the southwest. So be careful of people that is violating the laws of one's habitation. It's like jaywalking. You remember how people used to be like, you can't jaywalk at this time. The person says, why? Because the empress will be around the time. You might jaywalk at a time, and if you're not me, the emperor, you'll be in serious situations. You could be convicted of a real high crime depending on the things that you do that lead up to that situation after. Another person said, no, I'm just going so. And then you look at a person's like growing indica in the West Coast. A person growing indica on a hot climate is already depressing the atmosphere and depressing the natural humanity. Humidity of one's social economics. It's causing one's drowsy existence of in reality. If you go sativas, it's something different because at least it's trying to keep you a little focused up. But some people want to be drowsy and out because another person wants to be able to drug somebody, so they do some type of different indica that's meant for a different type of climate and pressure, even at a time when it comes. Matter of fact, I can't explain that to you because if you don't know what you're doing, a person just needs to know what's going on so they could just handle or arrest your ass and get rid of a certain other person that's doing something like that. So I'm just being honest. So, to my wives of natural nourishment that knows what I'm speaking about, be very careful. Love one. Ralph and JR, white as gold. And I'm the real Abbott White. Shiloh, know me as Shinobi.